I'm Caden.
And I'm Andy, and here is the latest Star News on Wednesday, January 29th, and A-Day.
We are currently sitting in the middle of winter, and many people have been asking about snow days. And here's Holly Roth with an interview with Mr. McPherson about Parkway and snow days.
Hello Southwest Winona, I'm Holly Roth, and many students have been asking about the future snow days we may be having coming up. I spoke with Mr. McPherson, and here's what he has to say.
Hi, I'm Mr. McPherson, the principal at Southwest Middle School.
Many students are asking about the future snow days that may be coming up, even though we have already used our 3 built-in snow days. What will happen next if we do have to be called off again?
Well, luckily, we have several more snow days still able to be built in before we have to make up days. So obviously the district's always looking to be safe. So if we have a reason where there's snow, they will still call off school, but we have 4 more days as of right now that we can call off school before we have to add days to the end of the school calendar.
Okay. Explain to me how Parkway School District, how the system works.
Yeah, the superintendent is in charge of deciding whether or not we have school. He works in conjunction with the National Weather Service to get updates on nights before weather might be coming or early in the morning on a day where weather has happened to see what the forecast is for that day. And then oftentimes also they talk with other superintendents in the area to try and make a decision kind of as a group as to whether or not we think that the weather is going to impact a large group, and that way oftentimes that's the reason a lot of districts will call off at the same time, because they're talking together in a group of superintendents for the St. Louis County area.
Okay, and lastly, what's most likely to happen? Having to stay after in May or coming to school on days that were already scheduled off, such as President's Day or Good Friday?
It really depends on how close a snow day happens to those days. At this point, as close as we're getting to February, I think it would be unlikely that we would call off, for instance, President's Day. If a snow day occurs now, it's possible that they could look at Good Friday as an option in order to not tack on another day at the end of the year. But a lot of that just depends on how close to those days we are, because they know that people may have made plans and don't want to have to put families in a hardship. So likely it would be that if we get more than 4 snow days, that they would look at one of those days if they're still far enough out, or then just tack it on at the end of the year.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Holly. Over the weekend, St. Louis was host to the NHL All-Star Game. Here with information about the game is Tyler Dorman.
Hi, my name is Tyler, and here is what will be at the All-Star Game. There's going to be a fanfare with all the mascots and the Stanley Cup, and here are the captains. David Pastrnak from the Boston Bruins, Nathan MacKinnon from the Colorado Avalanche, Connor McDavid from the Edmonton Oilers, and Alexander Ovechkin from the Washington Capitals. And here are some clips.
Thanks, Tyler. Basketball season is full stride. Here's the information about the NBA standing. It is Joseph Mallory.
Good morning, Southwest Middle School. I'm Joseph, and I'm here to talk to you about the NBA All-Star Game voting numbers. Top 3 for Western Conference guards. We have Luka Doncic with 4.5 million votes. And numbers 2, we have James Harden with 2.9 million votes. And number 3, we have Damian Lillard with 948,000 votes. Moving on to the Western Conference front court, we have LeBron James with 4.7 million votes, Anthony Davis with 4.4 million votes, and Kawhi Leonard with 2.9 million votes. Moving on to the Eastern Conference guards, Trae Young is currently at number 1 with 2 million votes. Kyrie Irving with 1.8 million votes, and Kemba Walker with 1.7 million votes. And on the Eastern Conference front court, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo with 4.4 million votes, Pascal Siakam with 2.4 million votes, and Joel Embiid with 2.3 million votes. Thanks, and have a great day, Southwest Middle.
Thanks, Joseph. Next month, we will celebrate Valentine's Day. Here with a look at the holiday is William Knoll.
Good morning, Southwest Middle School. I am William. Valentine's Day is approaching.
and on average, a person each year spends $161.96 a year on Valentine's Day. A few facts about Valentine's Day: every year, more than 36 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolates are sold across the country. February is the second largest card-giving day of the year, just after Christmas.
If we celebrate Martin Luther King Day, here is Annie Jackson with the story.
Hello students and teachers of Southwest Middle. My name is Andy and today I'm going to be teaching you about Martin Luther King Day and the history behind it. Martin Luther King's Day was on January 20th. Martin Luther King Jr. was an activist who fought for the civil rights of all people and preached nonviolence. He was assassinated in 1968. His accomplishments have inspired many Americans throughout the years to fight for their civil rights. One of those Americans was John Conyers, who decided to take the floor of Congress and insist on a federal holiday in King's honor on January 20th, 1986. We now celebrate this day to honor him. With so many different gaming systems and games out there, here is Caden Masters.
I'm Caden, and today we're going to talk about the top 10 most hyped games for 2020. Final Fantasy Remake of 8. Doom. Animal Crossing New Horizons. Half-Life VR. Cyberpunk 2077. Last of Us Part 2. Microsoft Flight Simulator. 12 minutes. Halo Infinite. That's all. Thanks and have a great day, Southwest Middle. Needing repairs. It's time to remember how to care for your Chromebook with Kramer and Lolly.
Here are today's birthdays.
Birthday! Here's what's cooking at Southwest Middle. Ham and cheese on whole grain pretzel bun. Spinach. Berry lemon sherbet or garden bar. Thanks and have a great day at Southwest Middle.